My son shared a really cool thing before he went to camp. I said, "What are you hoping to get from camp?" And he said this. He goes, "Well, Popeye, I just want to meet new people and do cool things." And I was like, that's about the best reason to go do something, go explore, go to camp, go wherever you're going to go travel, as I've ever heard. Why? Meet new people, do cool things. Cheers to that. I don't have a drink, but I'm going to get one. Thank you, buddy. Here's to meet new people doing cool things.
Most people think the truths of life are hidden in big moments, a major win, a huge loss, a dramatic turning point. But some of the real truths show up in small moments, in the way you wake up, the way you talk to people, the way you handle your own mind when nobody is watching. Matthew McConaughey has a way of talking about life that feels simple and sharp at the same time. And one of the most powerful parts is when he shares lessons that sound like they came from the road, and also from the living room, especially when he mentions advice he heard from his own son. It is a reminder that wisdom is not always loud. Sometimes it is quiet, clear, and right in front of you. In this video, we will break down 3 motivational lessons from interviews of Matthew McConaughey, where he talks about truths of life and the kind of advice that can come from his son. These lessons are not just ideas to think about. They are tools you can use today, at work, at home, in your relationships, and in the way you speak to yourself. The 3 lessons are: know who you are becoming, choose your boundaries before life chooses them for you, and live with integrity when it is easy and when it is hard. Lesson 1 is, know who you are becoming. One of the clearest truths he points to is that your life follows your direction, not your feelings. Feelings change every day, but direction is something you decide. He has spoken about keeping his eyes on a future version of himself, not as a perfect person, but as a person who is still growing, still learning, still moving forward. That is a strong truth of life. You never arrive, you just keep becoming. And if you do not choose what you are becoming, you will drift into whatever is loudest around you: other people's opinions, other people's goals, other people's definition of success. Think about how this looks in normal life. You wake up and you feel tired, you feel unmotivated, you feel behind. If you let the feeling drive the day, you scroll, you delay, you do the easy thing, and at night you feel worse. But if you let direction drive the day, you do one small action that matches the person you want to become. You drink water, you make your bed, you write the first paragraph, you do the first set, you send the email you have been avoiding. The truth is that confidence is not something you wait for. It is something you build by keeping promises to yourself. This is also where advice from a child can hit hard. When a son gives simple advice, it often cuts through the complicated stories adults tell themselves. Kids do not usually care about your titles. They care about who you are when you walk through the door. And that is the point. Your identity is not your job. Your identity is your character. If you want to become someone you respect, start acting like that person in small moments, in the way you speak, in the way you listen, in the way you respond when you are stressed. Write down 3 words that describe the person you want to become: calm, consistent, honest. Then ask yourself each day, what would that person do next? Do that even when you do not feel like it. Lesson 2 is, choose your boundaries before life chooses them for you. Another truth he talks around is that you cannot live a meaningful life if you say yes to everything. If you say yes to everything, you are not committed, you are scattered. Boundaries are not walls. Boundaries are directions. They are the line that protects what matters: your time, your energy, your focus, your family, your health, your craft. And when you start respecting your own boundaries, you teach the world how to treat you. In real life, boundaries show up in normal places. At work, you might be the person who always answers instantly, always takes extra tasks, always tries to save the day. At first, it feels like you are being responsible, but over time you become tired, resentful, and less effective. A boundary might look like, I will do great work during work hours, and I will not keep living at work after hours. At home, a boundary might look like putting the phone away during dinner, because the truth is that attention is love. In friendships, a boundary might look like not joining every complaint session, because constant negativity is a tax on your mind. And this connects to the kind of advice a son can give. A child might not use the word boundaries, but they feel them. They feel when you are present, and they feel when you are not. They feel when you are listening and when you are just in the same room. So a truth of life is this: the people you love do not need your busy, they need your presence. You can be ambitious and still be present, but you need boundaries to make that real. You need to decide what you will not trade for money, praise, or progress. You need to decide what your yes means, because a real yes costs something. It costs time, it costs attention, it costs effort. If your yes costs nothing, it is not a yes, it is just noise. Try this simple practice. Pick one area where you feel drained and set one boundary that is clear and realistic. It can be, I will not check messages for the first 30 minutes of my morning. It can be, I will say no to one extra task this week that is not mine. It can be, I will take a walk after work before I step into family time so I can reset my mind and show up better. Boundaries are not selfish. They are leadership over your own life. Lesson 3 is, live with integrity when it is easy and when it is hard. Integrity is one of those words people respect, but they often define it in big, dramatic moments. The truth is that integrity is mostly small. It is doing what you said you would do, especially when nobody is keeping score. It is telling the truth when a lie would be easier. It is taking responsibility when blaming would be comfortable. It is staying consistent with your values, even when you are tired, even when you are tempted, even when you are angry. And this is where the truths of life get real. Life will test you not once, but over and over. You will have days when you are winning and days when you are not. You will have moments when you feel strong and moments when you feel like quitting. Integrity is the bridge that keeps you steady across all of that. If your values change every time your mood changes, you will not trust yourself. And if you do not trust yourself, it is hard to build anything: a relationship, a career, a healthy body, a peaceful mind. In daily life, integrity looks like finishing the workout you promised yourself you would do. It looks like showing up on time. It looks like being kind when you could be sharp. It looks like apologizing when you are wrong. It looks like not pretending you are fine when you need help. Integrity is not perfection, it is alignment. Your words match your actions match your values, and your values match the person you say you want to be. This also connects to parenting and to learning from your own child. Kids watch patterns, not speeches. A son does not learn integrity from a lecture. He learns it from what you do when you are stressed, from how you treat people who cannot do anything for you, from how you talk about others when they are not in the room. So when Matthew shares that his son gave advice, it reminds us that sometimes the mirror in your life is not your boss, not your friends, it is your family. The people close to you can reveal whether you are really living what you say you believe. Here is a practical way to build integrity. Pick one promise you have been breaking with yourself, something small. It might be sleep, it might be saving money, it might be reading, it might be learning a skill. Make the promise smaller, make it so easy that you have no excuse. Then keep it for 7 days. Integrity grows when you practice it, not when you talk about it. And as you practice it, you start to feel a new kind of confidence, a quiet confidence, because you know you can trust yourself. Now let us bring all 3 lessons together. Know who you are becoming, choose your boundaries, and live with integrity. This is not about being perfect, it is about being intentional. It is about deciding that your life will not be run by default settings. It is about deciding that your future will not be an accident. You will still have bad days, you will still have doubts, you will still make mistakes. But if you have direction, boundaries, and integrity, you will not be lost, you will be moving. So here are your practical takeaways. First, write down the person you are becoming in 3 words and pick one action today that matches those words. Second, set one boundary that protects your time and attention and hold it with calm confidence. Third, choose one small promise to keep for 7 days and prove to yourself that your word matters. If you do these 3 things, you will feel stronger, not because life got easier, but because you got clearer. The truths of life are not reserved for famous people. They belong to anyone willing to pay attention. And sometimes the best advice does not come from a stage. It comes from home, from a simple moment from a child who says something honest. Take the lesson, take the truth, and take action. You do not need a perfect plan, you need a real next step. Start today, stay steady, keep your word, protect what matters, and keep becoming the person you will be proud to meet in the future.